What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Scale Speaks, and we are here at the table again for another Scale Speaks fragrance review, and this one is going to be a great one. Ultimately, this is a fragrance that a lot of podcasters, a lot of people on YouTube, a lot of fragrance reviewers have already placed in front of you, but I had to put my spin on it because this one is a great one. If you had just came from our podcast, episode 19 that just released, you already know which one this is because I told you what the grade was and what the fragrance of the day was inside of that episode. But if not, we're here right here to give you the fragrance review for our fragrance of the day, which is none other than Santal 33 by Le Labo. And this one is one of my greatest fragrances in my collection, and I'm about to tell you why. So how we rate our fragrances, we go into 4 categories. We talk about the scent, the presentation, the performance, and lastly, the overall value based on the tier and the price of the fragrance. Le Labo Santal 33 starts at $215, which will put this as a tier 2 fragrance in my rating system. So let's start and go right into the scent. The scent is beautiful. It is great. It smells like pure sandalwood. This pairs well with any type of beard creams, detanglers, or oils that are out there in the market. So if you're one of me, like that puts a lot of things into their beard to make it look nice and luscious and shiny, this is going to be the perfect pair for any of those kind of oils, and I love this so much. The spray is incredible. I mean, it's just something else. I mean, this is just ultimately a really strong fragrance overall. And I've said this before, there are a lot of scents that are out there that are just in like a class of their own. They're just 10s automatically. And Le Labo is so close to that, but it is not exactly one of the fragrances or the scents I would put into a 10, because for so much of it, it just smells like one note. I think complexity and just having multiple notes inside of a fragrance matter to me. And again, I could be wrong, but the only thing I ever smell out of this one is just the sandalwood. And to be honest, I went further and actually looked up the notes on this one. There's other notes that I just did not smell or get a sense of, and it smells just like sandalwood, but it's one of the best sandalwood fragrances that you will find that are out there. So for that reason, for the scent, I'm going to score this as a 9.5. Again, really good fragrance, really strong scent. Wish it had a little bit more, just another layer to it. But I think overall, I'm going to be satisfied with the scent that I wear. So this would be a 9.5 for me for the scent. In terms of the performance, this is a long-lasting fragrance, and it's not overpowering. It's not something it's light, it's airy, it's fresh, it's powdery, it's woody, it's all of these nice things, and it performs really well. This is more something I feel like for the spring and the fall, maybe even the summer, but this feels like a cooler kind of fragrance that just boasts very well and projects very well. The performance on this one is really strong. This one is a 9. This one lasts all day. This is something that I smell really light at the end of the day on a 9-hour work day. I really do like how this performs overall, but that's really not where this fragrance gets its top end value. It's from a really strong scent at a 9.5 and performance at a 9. But the last 2 things are the really things that I think make it a great fragrance and make it one of my biggest value adds. I'm not sure if you can see this, but on the presentation of the bottle, as I'm trying to get it closer to the screen, so one of the things that I really like about Santal 33 is the presentation, because they have a custom-made bottle that you can actually get where this was labeled and bottled in, and then the date of purchase, which is on the bottle. And then you also could put my last name that was on there, your last name on there, which is one of the best things I like about this one. So for this specific one, I bought it labeled in Boston in May of 2022, and it says 4, and I put my last name Scales on the bottle. And not only was this on the bottle, it was on the box that I got it in. And between the box and the bottle, and there's no cheapness on this bottle. You know, I get really upset with, if there's no cap. There's a cap that's here. The atomizer is really strong. It's sturdy. This is something I can travel without any leaks. There's no scratches on the bottle. None of the labeling is cheap or gets kind of removed very easy. So overall, just the presentation when I purchased this fragrance, that is a 10. You get a nice box. It opens very easily. You have the label on the box that matches the label on the bottle. It shows the date of purchase, where I purchased it from. I mean, everything just speaks to, hey, this is something I expect when I'm spending $215 on a fragrance. This is kind of the level of presentation I would expect overall. I said earlier in another video for Louis Vuitton Meteor, the reason why I was so disappointed in its presentation is because for what I was paying, I was expecting something like this to where I have more than just an initial on the bottle. I'm expecting a bottle that looks nice. I'm expecting some really strong presentation. I'm not sure if you can see that, but Le Labo is on the top of the bottle etched. This is not something that gets scratched off. I looked at the damage and the wear. There's no real damage or wear from this one. So overall, the presentation of this fragrance gets a 10. You have a 9.5 out of 10 for your scent. You have a 9 for your performance, and you have a 10 for your presentation. That would ultimately give you a 10 for your value, and that is what the value of this one is for Le Labo Santal 33. And if you're paying attention to the math, again, just to recap this one more time, we gave the scent a 9.5, we gave the performance a 9, we gave the presentation and the value a 10, which is a 38.5 out of 40, which gives this score a 96, which is an A. This is a fantastic fragrance overall, and one that I would definitely say you would want to have in your collection. Le Labo Santal 33. Again, y'all know my preference, a 50 milliliter bottle, 1.7 ounces. Great fragrance overall. Definitely have it in your collection. And that's going to wrap it up for us for another Scale Speaks fragrance review. Again, thank y'all for coming back to the table. We greatly appreciate the support that we're getting out there. Please go back to the channel and watch episode 19 of the Scale Speaks podcast if you have not already done so. We also put this fragrance review out today. So we have 2 pieces of content for y'all to enjoy. So please continue to watch, listen, share, like, subscribe, and comment for all things Scale Speaks. Until next time, peace.